All right. So we just had like 15 minutes of a story that we can't tell on or off pod.
It's a good story.
Yeah, they're great stories.
Someday it might be a Patreon only.
Maybe.
And look, now the dogs are going apeshit.
Because they want more stories.
Dang it.
Oh, yeah.
So
we'll tour boss.
We'll start off today's. We haven't even played the intro.
No. You're slacking.
This is true. This is true. Well, it's not Monday. Today is what?
Today's Wednesday.
Did we get lotto numbers?
Yes.
We did?
Yes.
When did we get them?
Last week.
For today?
Yeah. No, we got them today.
Wait, oh, okay. See the shit she does?
You guys play the lotto all the time?
Yes.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays.
I'm scared to quit playing the two established numbers that we have because I have a friend that her father, the day that he quit playing his one set of established numbers, they hit. Yeah. Her mom was...
Yeah, established numbers that you always play.
Yes. Yep. But her mom was mad because he was investing $2 a week in his entertainment fund. $2. I'm sorry, it's $4 because it was twice a week. So $4 a week he was investing in his entertainment, in his hope fund, the hope of possibly winning. $4 a week, that's nothing.
No, that's not really that much.
Yeah, she was mad that he was wasting money. And the very day that he quit playing his money, his tickets hit.
You know that reminds me of somebody in this episode today.
For real?
Mm-hmm. The character from this week.
Wait. All right.
Did you play the intro? What are we doing?
Here, right here.
Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
I am so hyped.
Us too. I don't know about that.
I am.
So today we are, well, first of all, no, I hate that I say first of all. We won't get into that. But I mean, if you go back to the podcast that me and Deborah have been doing since for a decade and a half, it's just a common thing said. Starting off with, I'm Josh.
I'm Deb.
Deb, you messing up the rotation.
Look, you.
Hit.
That.
Puff. Pass the Gucci to the left-hand side.
That's the left. That's the left. Over that way, Deborah.
Okay,
so,
let's do it over.
Okay. So, starting off with, I'm Josh.
Oh, Cobweb.
And I'm Deb.
We are cast of the pod. You can see if you're on the YouTube channel, as the dog's going apeshit. You can see that you can reach me at Old Married Gamer, Cobweb at Cobweb411 because he's got that info.
What is that?
What?
You put my name up there?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it out loud. So they can also call 786-763-2278. And we actually have another call, but they asked for us not to play it. So we have another caller, and I'll let you hear that message after this, Cobweb. So yeah.
And mine is at Deb, Mrs. OMG.
So, and then you can reach everything else for the podcast at Cast of the Pod. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon. We want to give a shout out to our Patreons. I know it's on the higher tiers, but we'll go ahead and say everybody. There's Brendan from Upkick MMA. There's Sam Haim. There's Miss Black Cat. There is our anonymous nobody. And yeah, that's about it right now.
We should be getting some more.
Yes, we should.
Yeah. Better catch up. Come on. If they're not interested in that Tammy and the T-Rex, I don't know what the heck they're waiting on.
Well, we got to get the exclusives done pretty soon. So today we are talking about the classic. I kind of wanted to do this one as a Patreon exclusive, but this is December. It is December 2023, and we're doing Christmas. We're doing Christmas, and we're going to start off with a, I don't want to say penultimate because it's not the second to last, but I mean, one of the ultimate Christmas horror movies, even though it came out in like June or July when it came out back in 1984.
1984.
No,
1984.
Yep. Gremlins. I remember what I was doing in 1984.
I don't.
I do.
You were getting ready for the Super Bowl shovel.
Yep.
Did we say what happened between Deb and Jim McMahon?
No.
Did we say that in a prior episode?
No.
Nobody knows this inside.
Nobody knows.
And okay. So we won't say Jim McMahon.
You can say.
No, we're not going to say allegedly he's a cheapskate.
we can, if you want to know the story about me and Jim McMahon, you have to go to the Patreon.
Spoiler alert. It was an interaction over a phone.
And it's a good story.
Yeah.
But only our Patreons will ever know.
You have been warned.
Yeah, they have been warned about that.
So, Cobweb, do you remember the first time? Let's go into the movie. Let's go into Gremlins. Do you remember the first time you saw Gremlins?
Yes.
Did you see it at home or in the theater?
Theater.
Me too. Deborah?
Theater.
Yeah, I saw it with my sister. Yeah.
You know why it was probably only shown in the theater?
Why is that?
Because that's the only place you could see it at that time. Remember, the time of 1984 is completely different from the time of 2022. This is 22, right, Josh?
22.
Yes.
Or did I say 23 earlier?
No.
It's okay. I got you.
Did you say 23?
I lost track.
It's December 2022.
Right. So check this out. Yeah. So it was kind of like you couldn't. Where were you going to go? What were you going to go do in 1984?
Go to McCreeless Mall and see Gremlins with my sister Maria Elena.
I went with my dad and my dad took us all out to go see it. Because you got to think about it. Gremlins at that time, you didn't know what a gremlin was. They weren't showing you what the pictures of them were back in the day at all. You know,
I knew what a gremlin was.
You knew what a gremlin was?
Yeah, because it was that Bugs Bunny cartoon when he was in that bomber airplane, and he was fighting the gremlin, and he was trying to keep the jet flying the whole time so they could drop the bombs.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, but you didn't know what the character actually would look like.
No, I thought they were gonna look like the one from the cartoon that kind of looked like that alien from the Flintstones. The Martian from the Flintstones. Remember they had a Martian every now and then that would pop out? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes. That's what I thought the Gremlins were gonna look like. Okay.
See, I didn't know what they were gonna look like. You know, because this was actually the first horror movie that I ever saw as a kid.
Oh. My first one. Did we talk about it the other day? For those of y'all who don't know, we tried to do a Patreon exclusive episode of our back history of horror movies and stuff like that, and it was right in the middle of Deborah and I both having the Rona, and so I don't know if we completely, like, my first one was Race the Devil.
Okay.
What was your first horror movie, Deborah?
The first horror movie?
Yeah.
The Student Bodies.
we did talk about that.
Right. Yeah, because I was intrigued by Freddy Krueger, but that's in the Patreon. We guess enough.
Yeah. You got to see the Patreon. Yeah. Listen to the Patreon for that one.
But this was the first horror. Yes, this was the first horror movie that I ever saw as a kid.
I don't remember this movie being so horror centric.
I know.
So-
we watched it yesterday. Sorry, Josh.
No, that's fine.
We watched it last night, and we were like, I don't remember this part. Like,
I don't remember it being so dark, so scary. There's jump scares. There's the buzzsaw blade getting thrown and stuck on the wall next to his head.
Man, that was almost it for him. Stripe
Yeah.
was trying to take him out.
yep.
He knew that was the only thing stopping him from world domination.
I kind of wonder. I wonder from world domination.
It's true. He was already like, he jumped into the pool at one time, and he was getting ready to put his hand inside he did put his hand in the water fountain. He was just
So
bad.
I'm not going to worry about. Y'all ready for this?
What?
I'm not going to worry about our pre-established train of thought track on how we normally handle these movies, because let me tell you why. Because most people that are going to be listening to Cast of the Pod have seen Gremlins already, and if you haven't seen Gremlins yet, spoiler alert, I guarantee you, even though I haven't talked to Deb about it, I haven't talked to Cobweb about it, I know all three of us are going to tell you this is a very highly recommended movie.
Oh, superb.
I don't know what the number ratings are going to be or anything like that, but I know that this is a must see. So we're not going to go into this happened at this point and this happened at this point and then this and this. Okay, just to break it down, some crazy old guy goes into a shop, buys a creature. Actually, he doesn't steal a creature. The grandson steals the creature
Yeah.
and sells it. Drops it off with his irresponsible teenage kid. The kid
What?
Irresponsible friends.
Oh,
gives him 3 simple rules. He breaks all 3 rules.
And that same night.
Everything goes ape shit. It starts killing people. And then at the end, the old man comes back and he
Takes him away.
he's like, here's your fucking money.
yeah, he did.
Irresponsible Westerner.
Like it was dirty.
And he was like, and you showed him TV?
Yeah, that was the worst thing. Not all the death, not all the destruction. You let him watch TV. Or no, you taught him how to watch TV. Is that my fucking Splinter voice? What was that?
I don't know. I never heard that one before.
I know, that just came out of nowhere. Do it again?
My sons. No, sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, I gotta hand it
racist
to
of me. No, because I'm just. I mean, it's bad enough that they gave the man the Fu Manchu with the long goatee and everything like that, and then I'm giving him the Splinter voice. That is so subliminally racist of me.
How do you know that goatee wasn't his? Like, that's
I would.
How that's how he what do you call it? When he went for the part, that's what he
Josh.
looked like. How do you know that's not what he looked like?
What Cobweb?
It's okay. It's 1984.
Oh yeah. Everything racism's okay in 1984.
Let it go. It's a whole different, different lifestyle.
His name is grandfather. His name is Keye, Luke, right? And at the time of the movie, he was 79 years old, and his skin was so smooth and so young that they had to make him look older.
He
Wow.
was 79 years old.
Yeah, they were like, no, you're and I joke around about the 80s racism and all that, about how they made him look and all that, right? But
Right.
when I stayed with my grandmother, there was a Chinese man. And when I say Chinese man, I don't mean like how people say China man or anything like that. I mean
Okay.
this man who was from China, very proud from being from China. His name was Johnny Wan. Now, I don't know if that's what was his real name or whatever, but that's the name of his shop. He had a cleaners and a fried fish place right next to each other. Same, and we used to go there and visit Mr. Wan, and he looked just like grandfather, except he didn't have the long goatee. It was trimmed, and he
Oh,
had, his eyes were the same color. They weren't like one. You know how this one, he's got one blonde eye, one blonde.
Okay.
eye.
Okay.
One-
All right.
Yeah.
And Josh,
I
you know anything that I care? You know anything that matters to me about that whole story?
What?
How was the fish?
Dude, it was good.
All right.
It was good. It was good.
Oh shit.
I don't know if it was nostalgia or what, but the fish was good.
Oh man. Let me get on Gremlins.
Oh
How much
yeah,
money
we're
did
talking
you-
about Gremlins.
Gremlins. Right. How much money did this movie make?
15 minutes into it, and it's like, oh yeah, we're talking about Gremlins. I'm thinking about Mr.
Right.
Wynn's fish. I don't know
Right.
how much. It made $1 bajillion.
I think the last time I checked to today, it's like 212 million.
That's it.
That's a lot of money.
But I
From a
mean,
movie-
Black Panther
1980
Black Panther 1 made $1 bajillion.
We're talking this talking about a film that came out in 1984 when there was no internet.
That horrible Star Wars movie made $2.3 bajillion.
I would say we're talking about a movie that came out in 1984 before the internet. This was
It deserves more money than that. It needs at least $500 million. To Brazil.
well, let's look at it. Let's look at it from this perspective.
Okay.
It's probably the highest grossing holiday horror movie of all time.
I cannot argue that point.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touche. Is that how you use touche?
Yeah, that's what you did, right?
So
How you
what
like
is your favorite part of this movie? Like I said, since we're not going to go into the analytical beginning to end of the movie, we're just going to talk about it. What
You
we like
know
about the
that-
movie, what we don't.
Let me tell you something. When it ramped up, right after that whole scene with the mom, because that's when they came out that pod.
Oh,
and
the Gremlins just lost their shit.
Oh man, when she went at that kitchen, she was like, "Get out of my kitchen." The mom scene,
Well, she's a mom. All moms do that.
right? She went double. She got the double butcher knives and went to work. He said, "You ain't finna tell." And he was sitting up there eating her Christmas cookies too.
Nope.
That she just
do that.
baked.
Mm-mm.
You don't do that.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that. His asshole.
So
You know.
there were a bunch of scenes that were cut out of this movie. You know when she stabs that one gremlin in the chest?
Right.
There was a scene when he pulls the knife out, and as he's pulling the knife out, he dies. But they cut that scene out, but they left, like in the background, when she microwaves the other one,
Yeah.
if you look over her shoulder, you see him in the back trying to pull the knife out of his chest. So, I mean, it's still there, but they cut out the scene because they said it was too graphic.
That would have been pretty graphic.
They also reshot the microwave scene when she puts the and this is back in the day when microwaves were like, you could feel the energy coming out of microwave ovens.
You're right.
And you'd stand next to it and your hair would stand up.
They had like 12 pounds of lead inside of it, but you were still getting, I don't know how many, how do you megajoules?
Don't ever
or
you leave them on the counter. That's what they say. Keep them elevated, not near the counter, lower space.
Yes. That way all the radiation goes to your head instead of your belly, just.
Hey, you want kids later?
But so that's the original scene when the gremlin exploded in the microwave was too graphic. So think about the one that we've all seen when he's like and splats all on the windshield, the glass in the microwave, and that was the one that was less graphic than the one they originally filmed.
Because that was too dope. You had to leave it in. That was untouchable.
That was.
Okay, that's when you can't. Okay, they said no, we leaving that in. Okay, we can talk about this other shit, but this one's staying. I mean, she almost. Let me tell you something. That whole scene, when you think about it, with her taking all them out, and then that one got her into tree. How he set her up. He had her dead to rights. It
Yep.
really didn't come in there. She had that freaking there was those lights wrapped around his mama's throat with his knee in his back, laughing, pulling back on her and shit like that, crackling it up as he's freaking strangling his mom. That shit is hardcore, bro.
That is.
More bonus info. Billy wasn't supposed to come in and save her.
Oh my God,
They
no.
were supposed to kill her in the strip. Wait. Are you ready for this? They were going to kill her. And then when Billy got there, they were going to throw her head at him. They were just straight up decapitate her.
Oh,
and throw
shit.
the mother's head at him.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they took that out.
Me too.
Because all these little kids that went to go see Gremlins would have been terrified, okay?
So
You know?
I started reading all these facts before the movie and at the beginning of the movie last night, as we're messaging you that we're watching the movie and all that. And I'm like, I don't see how all these horrible things were going to fit into this movie. I can't remember this movie being so dark. And as we were watching it, it's like, yeah, this movie is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I just remember Gizmo, Howie Mandel, doing the sound, doing the Mogwai sound and all cute stuff. And he's driving the little Barbie car and Gizmo Gaga, which was really in part 2, and all this cutesy shit. And then at the end, remembering Spike gets liquefied, and that's kind of nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
But then as we went back and watched the movie, Santa Claus is getting killed. The old lady in the old lady in the stairway wheelchair thing gets thrown out the roof and it falls to her death. And then the cops is like, "That's Mrs. Douchebaggery," and they're like, "Yeah."
And they drive off.
They drive off. Fuck that bitch.
Hell yeah, she was mean.
She was supposed to be the female version of Scrooge.
Yeah, she was mean. But
and she
again,
she wanted to take the dog, Woof, what's his name? Barney,
who was also Mushroom. His name is Mushroom. He played the dog from
Pumpkinhead.
yeah.
2 movies that he was in that now we've talked about, Gremlins and Pumpkinhead.
I couldn't deal with it.
So
I couldn't understand how. This is something else I couldn't understand, Josh. How I just want to just dive into this. How irresponsible is Billy? Okay, he brings his dog to work at the bank. Who? He couldn't have left the dog at home with his mother?
And then he ties the dog up to the side of the cabinet with like this much rope. He uses part of a like an extension cord or something like that, like maybe a foot worth of rope. And he's like, "Stay down there, Mushroom, Barney, whatever." What was his name?
Barney.
Yeah,
Barney.
Woof. That's what Gizmo called him.
Yes. Did you notice at the end?
Yeah.
Bye, woof, woof. I can't do the voice. My throat's gone.
Man, that junk was so dope. And these Gremlins, dude, where did they get these little guns from and shit? They was packing like 22s. You never know. You come up, you think you're gonna get a Gremlin, like, okay. The next thing you know, this nigga, excuse me. This junk he done pulled out a gun.
For the new listeners of Cast of the Pod, I would like to point out, if you're only on the audio version of this podcast, that was not Deborah. That was not Josh.
Oh.
If you haven't learned our voices yet, that was definitely not Deborah's voice, and that sure wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as we were saying, he pulled out a gun on you real quick. That was the one that had the ski mask on that was trying to rob at the store. I mean, when she was trying to get away. These little outfits that they was putting on were hilarious.
Dude, when they're in the movie theater and everybody's got their own personality.
Oh,
yes.
I think that was my favorite part, the whole theater scene. And then Gizmo started singing it too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
He
did.
was so cute.
So do you want some more facts about gremlins?
Sure, why not?
Stripe wasn't supposed to have a stripe on his head. You know why?
Why?
Because Stripe was supposed to be Gizmo after Gizmo transformed. Gizmo wasn't supposed to stay cute furry. Gizmo was supposed to turn into the leader of the Gremlins.
And Stripe was supposed to be the hero?
No. Stripe was Gizmo.
Stripe?
Gizmo was supposed to just turn with all the rest of them, and he was going to be the leader. He was going to be the Stripe.
Wow.
But
So they put that in the antagonist.
Steven Spielberg was like, and Billy was supposed to be the main hero of everything. And Steven Spielberg was like, you know what? We need to leave one of them cute. We need to leave one of them happy. So we'll leave Gizmo alone, and then we'll take this other guy over here, and we'll just give him a mohawk. It's easy to just glue something onto his head. So they glued it onto. That's why the Mogwai of Stripe looks so much like Gizmo, because it was Gizmo. And they just glued a. And I think they changed his eye color position.
I can see that, and honestly, tell the truth, if merchandise.
Yes, they would not have been able to do $1 bajillion of cutesy Gizmo. We have a Gizmo,
Yeah.
a life-size Gizmo here
Are
that
you
sings
serious?
and dances somewhere around here.
I think it's
Oh
in the
man,
middle.
you should have pulled that out for this. How could you leave that there?
I know.
Again, let me point out. This whole episode, I'm just gonna be pointing out stupid shit Billy did.
Yes.
How mad were you guys when Billy put Gizmo in his backpack and he had these little pointy ass pencils in there all the damn time?
Yes.
You know, about to stab him. Irresponsible.
He didn't deserve them.
No.
You know how to take
You know
care
what
of
Billy reminds me of?
The dad from Pumpkinhead.
No, worse.
What?
That braces
Oh.
bitch from finding whatchamacallit? Nemo.
The what?
The one that kills all her fish in the plastic bags with the braces.
Oh. And Finding Nemo.
Here's
Oh.
another thing. This is what we're going to change this episode to. It's not going to be Gremlins. It's going to be called, like, Fuck Billy.
And his friend Pete too.
No, because Pete's dumbass goes and drops all that water on Gizmo, right?
With the milk. Don't forget the milk.
Yes, that's what I told Josh. I'm like, he has milk, right? Or is that water?
The milk doesn't hurt them at all. It's water.
No,
he
it's wet. Anything wet.
No. The milk does not affect them at all. Trust me on this one. But here's my point. So, have you ever accidentally stepped on your dog's foot?
Yes.
And how do you feel when you accidentally step on your dog's foot?
I'm like, you shouldn't have been there.
Lying motherfucker.
I feel like pretty upset actually. I'd be like, to me, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. Didn't see you there.
I start crying.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You feel bad. You hear that? You feel bad.
I jump.
Right. So Gizmo's there, laying belly down, screaming, eyes just like that,
And he just-
bubbles all over his back, and he's crying, and the shit starts popping out of his back, right? So
Right.
what does Billy do 10 hours later? Here, teacher, let me show you. Put some water on Gizmo.
Still,
I didn't even think about that.
I did. He just said, we'll just make another one.
Yeah.
And his father's like, oh, we'll just make more gremlins. We could sell these on the street. What a dumbass is that?
And Billy and Pete, the first time when they dropped all the water on him, go back to that scene. They're just there like, yeah.
Yeah, they're just staring at him.
Not like dry him or help him or pick him up or sorry, buddy, or anything like that. He's just like, look what you did. Look what you did. No.
And then Pete, he's like, oh, can I have one now? And then that's when Stripe tries to bite him. And then he's like, fuck your little Mogwai things, whatever. I don't want one now. And he lays on the bed. He's like, oh, forgetting about him. Just reading.
He said he did say they were neat.
He's like, yeah, they're neat. Yeah.
Yeah, neat.
Well, he's like, no, for real.
So another was supposed to be in the movie, right? Pete
Right.
was supposed to run away. And this was in a continuation in the book. Pete ran away and went crazy because he felt responsible for all the deaths and all the damage that happened to his town because he was the one that caused all the Mogwais to.
He should have felt guilty.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? Book?
Yeah, there's a book, the book of the movie, the
Really?
novelization. Yeah.
Okay, I did not know this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that changes my whole philosophy on life.
Steven Spielberg, Joe Dante, the director, who also did Explorers, which is one of our favorite movies, directly after this, he told Steven Spielberg, "Hey, by the time we get to the end of the movie, there's too many gremlins." You know what Steven Spielberg told him? I'm going to Joshify it a little bit. I'm gonna. What's the word I'm looking for? What do you do when you? I'm gonna paraphrase it. He said, "Okay, well, we'll take all the fucking gremlins out and we'll call the movie People."
Oh shit!
That's funny.
Let me tell you why. Because Steven Spielberg knew he had something special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and leave me the hell alone. Just leave it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was. This movie is one of those kind that's it's engraved in Americana. You know, it's, if you haven't seen it, then hey, you know, it's like you can't wait to the point to when you're a kid, when you're a parent, where you can sit down and watch it with your kid. You know, so you can see their reaction and see how they feel about it.
That's fucked up. We ain't got no kids. How you gonna bring that up, Cobweb?
I'm sorry, bro.
Just gonna hurt mine and Deborah's feelings like that. I am emotionally distraught.
Oh,
I just have to take my dogs.
yeah.
Go see them.
See how they
Let's see
look.
Gremlins. As a matter of fact, we have a Shih Tzu that looks just like
Yes, like Gizmo.
Gizmo. We should have, our dumbasses should have named him Gizmo, but we didn't.
We didn't. We named him Poe.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's affected somebody in your life. This movie has affected you some kind of way. You know, a memory or something, you know, throughout your life when Gremlins was on the first time you saw Gremlins. You know, I'll never forget that day. That was freaking awesome.
Phoebe
The
Cates.
popcorn steaks is so good.
Yes. Phoebe Cates. Back in the day. Was Phoebe Cates high on that scale?
Who? What?
Phoebe Cates. Kate, the girl.
Oh, her? Okay, let me think. She was cute.
She's alright.
She was cute back in the day. She was so lovable. And she had his back. You know, from day one. Her character. Make sure you cross your T's. Dot your I's.
Well, a couple of people didn't want her there because they didn't find her wholesome enough. Because she had just recently done Fast Time at Ridgemont High where she goes topless.
That's right.
And Joe Dante was the director, allegedly was like, nope, she's wholesome enough for me.
I remember this now. Yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And now let me rephrase this. Yes, she was fine. Because she was on him, you know. She knew what she wanted. She didn't you could tell that she liked Billy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can realize this, because I normally don't have this many notes or anything like that, but there were 211 trivia facts for this movie.
I know one that I read.
Which one?
Where they said that Barney, Woof Woof, he tried to bite Gizmo, or he tried to eat him.
Because he thought, the dog thought the Gremlins and the Mogwai were real. I don't know if they asked the dog or not, but apparently, yeah.
They didn't say where, but I'm thinking that it was right in the beginning when he's in the
when he comes out of the box the first time.
And he jumps, because I forgot about that part. I forgot about how he jumped out, and when he jumped out, I was like, "Whoa!"
Well,
I forgot.
Even the dog's like, huh, and then he kind of goes at him. And the mom's laughing, holding him back. Supposedly that the dog hurt the Mogwai, damaged the Mogwai, and they had to stop filming for like 9 hours while they worked on it.
Wow. Because it scared the shit out of him. It was never seen before.
So here's another
Is that why they hung him? Cause he
The dog
Oh my God.
within the Christmas lights.
How naive is Billy?
What was the excuse that he said that
He was blaming that old lady.
Yeah, because
she broke into our house and blah, blah, blah. No, not the 6 magical creatures. Once again, this episode is Cast of the Pods, Group 1984 Gremlins, aka Fuck Billy.
Doesn't check once. Oh, let me tell you something. Rule number 1, I'd have been telling after midnight, I would have told Billy's dumbass, don't feed their asses after 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have lied if yeah, exactly. If the dad, yes, that's exactly what, yeah. You said it and it registered in my brain, and I'm like, yes, okay, yes, 10 o'clock. I would have lied. Not told him 12, 10.
Yep.
I agree, because when he did feed him, and even though it was past 12 o'clock, he thought it was like 11. It was like 11:30 or something.
11:40.
Oh, it's not 12 yet. It's like 30 minutes till, so it's okay. It's like when we're gonna have a test the next day and we can't eat after 12, so we're like, okay, we're gonna wait till 11:59.
Right. And
Because
wait,
you don't know if it's Central or Mountain or Pacific Standard or Australia, or imagine this. It's it's got an Asian name, maybe an Asian country on the other side of the planet where they're a day ahead of us. You stupid motherfucking Billy.
Billy was a dumbass motherfucker. And wait, who has that much fried chicken in their fridge?
I know, and it was like ugly looking. I don't know if it was the way they were eating it.
No, here's why. I'll tell you why there was so much fried chicken in the fridge. Because there had to be some contraption that the inventor dad had to make fried chicken, and it
bought a whole bunch.
It made an ass load of fucked up fried chicken, and the family didn't want to eat it, but you weren't gonna throw that shit away either.
That's true.
So that, just like they had that orange juice squeezer that had like 12 oranges underneath it.
Oh,
that was just regurgitating pulp the whole time.
Right. They just had to support his ideas. His family did support him to their.
They had Pop's back. They had the dad's back.
Even with that nasty coffee.
Oh.
Like, glub.
The molasses coffee.
And the mom tells the dad, I don't think we can drink this, and she's all laughing.
Yeah.
But she's still pouring it into the cup.
No, into his cup.
No, she did both cups.
Yeah, because she was gonna give him her coffee too.
She's like, here you go.
Yeah, look, this is what I got to put up with all day with all your contraptions around here. Right. I knew that egg thing wasn't gonna work. I knew that wasn't gonna work.
I remember a smokeless ashtray though.
Yes, they did have those. They did have those. That was something that they did have back in the day.
What's another fuck Billy moment?
The whole movie. As soon as the credits started in the beginning.
Oh, so go ahead.
The fact that he left his mom alone in the house, knowing that these things were changing into something different, that he did not know what they were. Fuck Billy.
Well, it's also the dad
with the xenomorph face hugger fucking eggs.
The dad did the same thing. The dad left both of them.
The dad didn't know that they changed. He knew.
He knew that they multiplied, but
he didn't know they were going to turn into gremlins.
Did he know that he fed them after midnight?
No, the dad was gone already. He was on the road trying to make some money.
Right, he wasn't there. It was just mom was there.
It was the dad's fault for buying Gizmo.
It was the dad's fault for caring.
Yes,
and wanting to buy a unique gift,
knowing his son was irresponsible,
for trying to bring some culture into their only having salt on their table family.
I thought that, yeah, I can't blame it. Yeah, Billy was just a fuck Billy. So another fuck Billy scene when they're in the theater, right?
and they're gonna not Schindler's List. That's me generalizing again. Germans. Inglorious Bastard. The Gremlins burn down the whole theater with them in there, right? What does Billy do? Lets all the gas out, and he tells her, don't breathe through your mouth. Breathing gas through your nose is going to do the same shit that breathing gas through your mouth is going to do. Fuck Billy.
Fuck Billy. Fuck Billy.
Is that what this episode is called?
Yeah.
I said it like 4 times.
Is it? Did you really?
And you knew, okay. When he went to the pool, how stupid do you have to be? When I knew Stripe was hiding in that cabinet at the pool. I knew he was hiding in there. Why would you go and open that up like that?
I have a question. When they're in the house, when it's just the Gremlins and the mom, and I think she already killed like the ones in the kitchen, and she goes into the living room. Did you know that there was one in the Christmas tree?
Did you see the eyes?
Did you see the eyes?
Yes.
I didn't.
Yesterday
was the first time I
we
saw
hadn't
it.
seen the eyes before, and we rewound it like 3 or 4 times, and it was like, look at his eyes. Look, he's got red eyes.
4K. 4K.
4K. You can't watch these movies. No, you can't watch these movies in 4K, bro.
What are you insane?
Have you seen The Wizard of Oz in 4K?
Have you seen Gremlins in 4K?
No, and I'm not going to. I am
It
not
looks
going
awesome.
to. No.
It does not look dated at all. It looks awesome.
Do
it looks
you know
really
why?
good.
What are the rules of a Mogwai, of having a Mogwai? What are the rules?
Okay. Obviously, I think the number one rule is don't feed them after midnight.
Right.
Right? The whole water thing, don't get them wet.
Right.
And no bright lights.
Right.
Sunlight kills them.
There was only 2 rules. But for the movie, they made it 3 rules. The 3rd rule being no bright light. Because then you can see all the wires and all the stuff and the cords and everything. So to avoid that, that's why they had the no bright light.
So they kept it
and
dark.
If you watch it in 4K, watch Wizard of Oz in 4K, and you can see the little string, the fishing wire from the lion's head, holding the tail, and everything like that. You can see the applique of the makeup for the Tin Man.
Josh.
No!
I just watched it last night in 4K Ultra HD on HBO Max.
You weren't watching it right then.
And it looked awesome.
This movie looks best on the big screen and on like a 12-inch black and white TV.
Black and white TV.
You talk about reminiscing. You got an 8-track in your pocket.
with the resolution of a boiled potato. If you want to know how the best way to see this movie, get a potato, cut it in half, right? And then take it, rub it on your glasses so your glasses get a little milky with potato milk. And then let it dry. And then kind of clean it a little bit. That's the best way to see the magic of Gremlins. Okay.
Everybody out there, you're going to get some potatoes in your eye and you're just going to burn.
Here's another shirt I'm not going to design. Potato milk.
Potato milk?
Ugh, that doesn't sound good.
I like butter ranch.
No, it's when you get
Buttermilk.
when you get the ugly potatoes from the bottom of the bag that have little knots growing on them already.
Okay.
And then you squeeze the knots and get the potato juice out of the potato knots.
Ew.
The potato pimples.
You do that? I just cut it off. I don't play with that. Don't play with your food, Josh. You're too old for that shit.
No.
Josh plays with his food all the time.
Okay, so is there anything about this movie that y'all don't like? Starting with Deb.
that I don't like.
Even if it's being superficial and you're lifting the rules of knowing that it's a movie and you're just like, I don't like that camera angle, or even if it's something in the movie that we both, all three of us have said that fuck Billy. Is there something that you don't?
I don't like the mean evil lady.
Which is good because she did her job. She's the heel.
She's what I hated the most of the movie.
Okay. Cobweb.
If
y'all can't tell, I have something that I hate that I'm trying to build up to.
Yeah, you can build up all you want. There was nothing about this movie that I disliked.
Now, this is the thing that I don't like about the movie.
Okay.
They're hiding behind the screen in the theater. A Brazilian gremlins are there. Hi-ho stops.
Hi-ho.
The white light with the countdown hits the screen.
Yeah.
And then now there's a shadow casted forward towards the crowd of gremlins, as if there was a light behind them on the other side of the screen blasting towards the screen.
Well, maybe there was.
No,
he's right. You're right. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that many of times, and I thought the exact same thing. But guess what?
It's a movie.
And it looked so dope on the screen when they were coming in the shadows.
The other side, and they're all like,
yeah, it looked so dope. So you know what? I don't care.
I agree.
I'm along for this ride.
that horrible judge of physics, the description of physics has to be there, continue the story, and get the cool scene of 1 million gremlins rushing the screen.
That was like my whole favorite part, the whole theater scene.
I know somebody. Yes, that's the crux of the movie, the part that I like the most also. With the second scene being the mom kicking ass.
Yeah.
But I know somebody that can't stand gremlins because of the stop motion animation scene when they show all the gremlins walking down the street.
Oh my God.
Why?
I don't know. I'll tell you who it is afterwards. But that person cannot stand gremlins because of that scene. And I'm like, I can accept the cheesy badness of that scene. Even back then, I realized that it was stop motion. And I didn't care.
I didn't either. Because it looked, at this point, it would look this, you knew what they looked like.
Yeah.
And you knew that it was far away. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to show you the masters of Gremlin, the Gremlin army, the Gremlin nation. Oh man, it was perfect. It was perfect. Again, here's the thing. This is 1984.
When 4K Ultra HD didn't exist, Cobweb.
It still looks dope because it's like, that's the thing, the way they did it so that those flaws that you saw don't change. There's a lot of scenes when you can see outside or something like that where the color and everything looks really sharp and crisp.
Cool. I have one more scene that kind of upsets me.
Man, dude, why are you trashing Gremlins? Jeez, Josh.
Can y'all guess what the scene is? No,
okay.
No. Okay, that's a lot of dead time there. I'm sure they're a commercial for people who aren't on the Patreon version. When you are on Patreon, you get commercial free ones.
Right. Yeah, that'd have been a good segue.
Yeah. Well, the algorithm for the setup looks for quiet spots, and that's where it drops the commercials in automatically. I don't even put the commercials in there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Production lessons from Josh.
Yes. So indeed.
On Patreon only.
Indeed. The scene that I can't stand at the end, when it's Spike by himself. He's got that little 38 special in his hand, and he climbs up the water fountain, and he's gonna go to stick his finger in the spout so he can get wet and make more gremlins. He's climbing up the wet water fountain with the water spilling out.
Yes.
And none of that affects him. until he puts his finger in the spout, and then he starts boiling.
I
It
didn't
was
even think
something
about
about
that.
I thought about that a long time ago, but again, it was kind of like a deliberate type of thing that they were trying to get across. You know, his intentionalness about that. Because it's also because I used to think about this a lot of times too. Was it they were out,
Go ahead. Sorry.
when they were outside in the snow, you know, that snow is kind of wet. You know, why weren't they multiplying then? That's just me.
When I go,
If you really want to go there, Josh.
Deb,
What?
when I go, what are you thinking of?
Coming to America.
Here is your spoon to try the soup, and both of y'all with the fucking milk earlier about like, hey, you spilled the milk on there too. The milk's gonna make gremlins. No.
And you did say, and I'll tell you why in a little while.
Here's my spoon.
Oh.
Fine, I'll try the soup. Where's the spoon? Well, and you're like, no, you should turn into more gremlins with the milk. I'm like, no, milk doesn't count. And yeah, but no.
Damn it. You got me, Josh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew we were gonna come back around to this.
But
Because
if
he did say, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Like in the news.
So, yeah, but snow should still melt. Still water get wet. It has to be a certain amount.
So,
I guess. I don't know.
if we're going into strange strange ideas of why the snow didn't bother them, they're cold-blooded animals, right? That thrive in cold weather, unlike the lizards that can't deal with their cold-bloodedness in the winter, like in the desert, right? And since they have a low body temperature, them crawling on the snow and dealing with the snow didn't melt the snow. So it stayed in its solid form.
That is remarkable. I've never thought of that as many times as I thought it. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Cast of the Pot.
I had never thought of that either until right now.
So you're
It
thanking
makes
yourself.
sense. Yeah, you should put that down. That's probably that explains everything.
That, and it also explains that milk doesn't bother them either, because milk does the body good.
So could they drink milk? Like, what could can they drink soda? Can they drink other side? I know they can't drink water.
How come the moisture of the fried chicken didn't make them multiply?
Dude, because it has to be a deliberate thing, a deliberate action, or an accident for it to occur.
What
That's
if
how it
the
is.
They
water?
had to wet them on their back.
What if? What if Adam Sandler's high quality H2O from the Water Boy?
Did they drink Gatorade?
Oh, the stuff that he got from the monk or something like that?
Yes.
Oh, they oh man, they filled up the stadium.
Would have been, and then they would have been all like Ant-Man when he turns to Giant Man. Attack of the 50-foot gizmos.
Dude, you know that fact you told me at the beginning of this about the mom?
Yep.
About going to die. I want to get back around to that. That's freaking fucked up. Whoever stepped in and said no on that one and let the mom live, thank God.
You think that's bad? What about what they did leave in the movie?
Which part?
Phoebe Cates' dad, why she hates Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that story. Remember, this is a horror movie.
6-year-old little girl finding her dad smelling dead in the chimney 7 days after he's been gone, broke neck.
Man.
I started crying.
And it's a kid's movie. And
It never was a kid's movie.
I agree with you. You know, this movie, Gremlins, 1984 Gremlins, and Temple of Doom were the reason why they made a PG-13 rating. Because it wasn't bad enough to be R, but it definitely wasn't PG. So because of those two movies, that's how we got PG-13.
Wow. I can see that. Look at that. Gremlins changed the world.
It did.
Vast, useless knowledge in this noggin that I learned last night, and it'll be gone
tomorrow
as soon as we stop recording.
That's all right. This is going to be on the internet, so it'll be there forever.
Yeah.
Yes. In Purple Tuesdays. Perpetuity. Right. Yes.
But it's.
I was like, what?
Wow. Gremlins, man.
Purple 2 days. That's what you do in football.
Purple Tuesdays.
2 days. Perpetuity. And yeah, bad joke.
Yeah, okay. Oh man.
I got no more.
No, I'm good. Oh.
We have to still rate it.
I can go first.
All right, Cobweb, you go first. 10. 10 from the Cobweb. The Deb?
I give it a 10 as well.
10 from the Deb. Peer pressure is a bitch.
It is, Josh.
But I was going to drop that 10 anyways. Because just the PTSD that is this movie, that all these years I was like, oh, it's all happy go lucky and whatever, blah 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 blah. And then now that I go back to pay attention to it for a podcast, I'm like, this movie's kind of fucked up in a good way.
Yeah.
The Stockholm syndrome that is Gremlins, aka Fuck Billy.
Yeah, fuck Billy. Oh, I got one. I heard from somebody told me this one today that was it the school teacher? Was it Guy Truman or something like that?
Yes.
Oh.
That he was supposed to be the sequel because he was supposed to go like crazy or something like that from the stabbing in the ass or something.
He was also supposed. That was on the secondary secondary after they stabbed him once in the butt. Billy was supposed to find him dead with his face filled with syringes. His face. And Spielberg.
Now that's what now wait a minute, see, because that's what I remember when I was a kid. I think like a lot of times you got to realize sometimes they have like some people remember certain things certain way because they see different cuts in certain areas, you know, and then they kind of like say, okay, let's take it out of this area. They say, okay, this was too much or whatever, something like that. And they get the crowd reaction, and then they start releasing it in different markets and all the same.
Yes.
You know, so a lot of these times when some of these things are like, oh no, I remember this part being like this. You know, it's kind of like a Mandela effect. You know, but it's actually marketing.
And not that it's a Mandela effect or anything like that. Exactly like how you're saying, it's something that was changed, and we just refused to accept that it was something so simple as it's a TV version or the whatever version.
Yeah, because they have the different versions in the theater, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So does he die?
Who?
The teacher?
Yes, the teacher died.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to. Well, in the extended version.
There's an extended version?
Well, in the, because he was supposed to die when they stuck all the needles in his face, but then afterwards they changed it to just the one shot in the butt, and they talked about him surviving.
Yeah.
So in the one that we saw last night, was he dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Man.
And I like when he tells whatever that the Mogwai's name was, the gremlin, and he's like, "Oh, you're not mad at me. You're not still mad at me for just getting a little bit of your blood, are you?"
No.
I felt bad for. I actually did feel bad for the Mogwai.
Well, that one, his name was Earl. that Mogwai. And according to the extended story in the novelization, he was going to be a prime Mogwai, just like Gizmo, where he had his own personality and he was made to create more, where all the other ones were all just kind of clones of like Stripe. They were all just like assholes.
Okay.
And he was going to be normal and his own character, except the trauma of the needle and then turning into a gremlin for eating after midnight is what corrupted him.
Oh, wow.
Right. And then I was like, oh, it was cute when, okay, so Billy put the water on Gizmo, and then when Earl was out and they were playing with each other, but they were between the box and they were knocking on the box like, hello. That was cute. I was like, oh. And so when I saw the teacher poke him for his blood, and he was like all making faces like he wanted to cry. I wanted to cry with him. Like,
that teacher's been in like everything.
Poor Mogwai.
Oh yeah, big time. He was on a different world.
Well, that's just one other thing. He's been in like a bajillion other things. A Brazilian.
I was gonna say, would you say a Brazilian?
That's an inside joke.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies with Lou Gossett and what's that guy name? Wait.
Who?
Wasn't he in
He was in Super 8.
No, he was in our flick. Which one was it? JD's Revenge.
Was he? Now I'm gonna have to get. He's been in so many things. I'm still in the 2000s. What JD's Revenge was what, in the 70s?
Yeah.
Attica Centennial. ABC After School Special. He was Lenny Johnson. He was Isaac in JD's Revenge.
Yeah.
He was also Preach in Cooley High.
Yup.
Oh shit.
Right. He's the biggest star of this whole movie.
It's funny how
they need to update his IMDb and show that he was one of the stars of Fuck Billy.
Yeah.
It's funny how all the movies that we've been podcasting are linked.
All linked together one way or another. They're all linked. The
we're like
7
Kevin
stages
Bacon.
of Cast of the Pod. Yes, exactly.
6 degrees of Cast of the Pod.
Yes. So my favorite, besides Howie Mandel being Gizmo, my favorite voice, Stripe. You know who did Stripe?
Wasn't it that black guy from
Nope.
Police Academy? He did a
No.
voice. Who was he?
He did a bunch of the Mogwai voices.
Okay. I don't remember.
Frank Welker. Megatron.
Oh shit.
So
Dang.
along with Michael Winslow, that's who you're thinking of from Police Academy.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite voice actor of all time, who I got to be his bodyguard, not bodyguard, but security guard for the day. Do you know who that is?
Who?
Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Have I told you that story?
No.
Oh,
I'm
you're gonna have to hear. You're gonna have to hear
Patreon.
that. That'll be for the Patreon.
Yes. That's a good one.
Needless to
Yeah,
say, in front of my face, there was a Autobots transform, roll out. Idiots. In front of my
But you
face.
do that for like $5 or something?
Didn't charge me. Spoiler alert.
We charging fools for that. Could you say Autobots roll out? $20.
This one's a better story.
Yes, much better story. Much better story.
Oh man.
All right,
Is this
so
our
we
first?
get
Yeah. Let
this
me
is
ask
our
this quick
first.
question.
Wow.
Yeah. We're on the same page. Go ahead.
No, go over it.
This is our first perfect score movie.
Yes.
Is it?
Yep.
Wow.
Not counting Tanny and the T-Rex, which got like a 27.3 out of a possible 10.
It's a Patreon exclusive. It gets its own
It's
score.
on a different scale. It's on
Yeah,
a different
it
scale.
doesn't count.
Spoiler alert. Oh, we shouldn't have told y'all that. You need to hear that on Patreon. Oops. Rewind that. There. Now they don't know.
Okay.
But this is our first perfect movie.
Wow.
While it is not perfect, it is perfect. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
They did the best they could do for 1984.
And it's still better than 98% of the movies that are coming out now.
Right. Name one horror
95,
movie. Name one horror holiday movie better than this.
The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
No way.
Better than Gremlins?
But it's not a holiday movie. I just wanted to say.
Oh.
I want to
You just
bring
want
that
to
up
say
because
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say next. But that's all I got. Y'all got anything else for Gremlins?
Watch Gremlins if you've never seen it. I recommend it.
Yes.
I'm good.
Oh, I
Leave
saw
a
this.
message.
I saw this thing on how to grow your channel and your streams, and you're supposed to have your hands in frame, and because that's how you connect to people, by talking with your hands. So everything is supposed to. Your hands are always supposed to be in frame. So I got to make these boxes bigger
Oh my God.
so we can get our hands in screen. This is how Cast the Pod's gonna be all the time.
So
From
like
now on.
now on, you're gonna be all like this, all up in you. Listen to me.
That's
I'm reaching through the screen.
So hit us up on all our social medias. You can see them there on the screen. If you can't see them, watch our YouTube version. Hit us up at Cast of the Pod on Patreon, YouTube, especially the YouTube. I mean, I really like everybody get on the Patreon, but it's free. If you like us, spread the word to your friends. If you don't like us, spread the word to your enemies. Pick up their phones and then subscribe to Cast of the Pod.
Now I'm gonna make you watch
But
them.
but don't tell them, because we let out weekly, at least one episode a week, sometimes 2 episodes a week, and it'll just download on their phone and download and download and download until it fills up their phone completely, and then they're like, my phone's not working right, and then they find out that they've got 48 episodes of Cast of the Pod downloaded on their phone, and you did that, and they don't know it. You just fucked up their shit secretly, and you gave us hits at the same time.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Hey, Cast of the Pod comes out on top.
Automatic download. That's what I'm saying. We get the count for that.
Yep.
I'm down with
All right,
that.
y'all. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to our first of this Christmas 2022's Christmas. We need a hashtag for Christmas. I don't know.
We'll come up with one.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. Give us some time.
As you hear that low-flying helicopter, can you hear it?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I can hear it. All right. Until next time, I'm Josh.
I'm Cobweb.
And I'm Deb.
Hey, she got it this time. We are the dream team here at Cast of the Pod. We appreciate you, and you have been warned.
Yes, you have.
Yep. Peace.
Peace.